Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Adkin. I am Ahmed and this is the part 2 of my video series. In this video series we are cloning this Figma design. If you have not watched the first part, make sure to check it out. In the first part we have cloned this page which is right over here. By the way, we are doing it with SWIFTUI and also in this part we are going to clone this screen, and in the last part we are going to clone this screen. So let's start with this screen without wasting any time. So let's first take a look at the parts of this screen. So first we can see text, main text welcome back, and side text which is enter your username and password. Now below that we have two text fields which is password and username, and a login button, also a forgot password and create a new account. This create a new account text or link can redirect us to this page which is our last part, but for this part we are going to make this join now button work, and after we press this button we just move to this screen and we just show this content. So as you can see, first of all we created this circle in our last part, so this circle is again repeated in this part, but only the color is changed, and also it will be repeated in the last part. So why not we create a different view for the circle, because coding it again and again is not a good practice. So let's start by cloning the circle or creating the circle in another view. So first we have to copy the circle. This was the last project that we created. We had the join now button and this was the screen. Now in this part we are going to just copy the group of circles. So the group is from here till here. So we will just copy this. We will click on login screen UIs. We will right click and click on new file. Make sure to click on Swift UI view and not Swift file. Click on next and select the first option right here and give it a name. So in this case we will name it circle view and we will create this file. Now inside this file we don't want the default content, instead we will paste the group of circles. So here are our circles. They are not aligned perfectly because they are not in a Z stack, and we already have a Z stack right over here which already has some other views, so we can't edit that. So we will not add a Z stack right here, so we will just add a group and we will save this. And some other things that we need to do here right here is, like, we have some parameters here which need to be changed in the second view. So this is the second view and the position of the circles is changed. This circle in the first view is right over here on the top right, and in this page it comes to the bottom left. So we need to add pass a parameter which is position x and y to change this. So first of all we will create some variables in the top of the circle view above the body. So let's start by adding position. So first of all, position x will be a CG float and position y will be a CG float as well, and we have a radius of the circle which is also a CG float, and the color, because the color also changes in all the different pages, so we need a variable for color. So var color, and this will be a color. So right here we will come to this later on, but right here in the red or inside the whole foreground color we will just cut this color like this, and we will add the color variable which we added here, and same for this one. So here also we will add the color, and right here in the circle view we will add all the parameters with some default value. So position x will be defaulted as something like 0, and same for the position y. So it will be at the top right at default as it is in the first screen, and the radius will be 500, and the color will be the color that we just cut from there. So here we go, we have the circle view, and now we are ready to, okay, there is one thing we can do, and that is for now position X and Y doesn't work because we need to add an offset right here in the group. Make sure to add it in the group. If you don't know which curly bracket is for which view, you can just click on this and it will highlight the curly bracket. Now after you come here, just in the offset, in the X value, add position X, and in the Y value add position, okay, I am in caps lock, okay, in Y add position Y. Now we are ready to just we have a different view for our circle view, so we can come to our main view and remove this group from here. Just remove this group and come on the top and create a new variable var circle view and make it circle view with all the parameters. So position X will be defaulted at 0 because it will be at top right. Position Y will be at 0. Then radius will be defaulted as 500 and the color will be the same color. So now we will need to add this circle view inside our Z stack. So just add circle view right here. So as you can see, we have separated circle view and we have added circle view here. So now it's looking as it was before, so there are no changes, but we have made circle view common, so we can create a variable in our second page and we can make it circle view, and we can just change the parameters so to put it right over here. So let's continue to making our join button. Now after we have the circle view separated, the next thing we need to do is create the second view, which is the same as we did it for the circle view. Just click on login screen UIs, right click, new file, SWIFTUI view, next, and give it a name. We will give it a name as second view. You can also name it as login, it doesn't matter, but make sure it is like in the context of the page you are making. So here we remove everything, so we have nothing, we are blank. Now we will just add okay, let's do one thing, let's add this default one and just change the text to second view. So second view. So here we go, we have second view. Now what we want to do is just switch from content view to second view when we press this button. So how can we do that? So to do that, first thing we need to do is create a variable isJoin, or it should be state variable is join equals to, it will be defaulted as false. Then we can by the way, it is to ensure that we have clicked the button. Now we can scroll down, and when we click the button, instead of printing join, we can just say is join equals to true. So we make the isJoin variable to true. Now what we want is, when isJoin is true, we want it to change the scene or change the view. So we will come here above the button, right over here, and we will say that we will create a link or navigation link, sorry, so navigation link. And also before we do that, just we need to make sure that we are in a navigation view. Navigation view means a view that is shown when we navigate to another page. So for this page, the navigation view will be above the Z stack after the main view. So right click on the V stack at the top after the view and right click it, show code actions, and search for embed right here, and click on the empty embed, not with the widget, so embed, and name it navigation, and this will be view, navigation view. So after we are in a navigation view, we can add a navigation link right here. So navigation link can be a label and takes a label and a destination. So the label can be empty for now, and the destination because the reason we are leaving label empty is that we don't want to show it as a view, so we are leaving it empty. So first we will add a destination and the destination will be our second view which we created just now, right over here. Destination will be second view, and is active will be join. Is active, as I explained just now, is join. When we click the button, is join will be true, and if is join will be true, is active will also trigger as true, and if this is true, it will change the page. Now we want to add some code how the navigation link will look like. So in this case, we don't want to give it any styling, so we will just make it an empty view, so it doesn't do anything or it doesn't show in our page. For now it's showing that it was deprecated. You can find a new way of doing that, but this is how I like to do this. So if we save this right now and click on join now, you can see we are redirected to second view, which is right here, and we can go back right there. So our join button is also working. Now the last part is to design the second view. So let's jump over right there. So now let's start designing our second view. So let's remove everything right over here and let's start from scratch. So first of all, we need a vstack as we do in every view, and we need a text which is welcome back, which is right here, and the second text which is our enter your username and password. So we will do this both first. So here we go. So text, and this will be welcome back, and the font of this text will be the custom font, which is interbold, which we imported in the last part, interbold, and the size will be something like 32. So this looks great, it looks very similar to this. Now if we zoom it and see it very clearly, you can see there is a light shadowish effect right here below the welcome back text. So how can we achieve that? So to do that, there is a styling called shadow in SWIFTUI. So the radius of the shadow will be 4, and the y of the shadow will be 4. So here you can see that we have created that effect and it looks good. Now we will need to change the offset of this offset, and the offset x will be -37 to place it a little left, and the second text there was let's first add that text and then the spacer, so we can see how much space we need to give. So we will create the second text, and this text will be enter your username and password. After adding this text, the second thing you need to do is to add a custom font. So the font will be a custom font, and the name of the font will be interregular. So make sure to check the spelling, interregular, and the size will be something like 18, and also the foreground color is a little different in this font. So the foreground color will be a custom color. Let's give it a red, green and blue value. If we come here and if we click on this, we can scroll a little bit more, and here we go 86, 86 and 86. So to make it in zeros and ones, we need to give 86 divided by 255, the green value to 86 divided by 255, and the blue value to 86 divided by 255. And I think this will work, and yes, this works. Now here it has a little boldish effect on it, so we also need to give a dot bold right here to make it a little bold or give a boldish effect. So here we have made it a little bold. Now the second part is to add the circles right here. So first we will create some variable of the circle view as we did in the first view. So here we will add var circle view equals to a new circle view, uh, which will have position x, and as I said in the last video, these are the trial and error values that I got. You can play with them and tweak them as you want, but these are perfect for me. So let's add position x to -315. I just did a trial and error to get these values. 200 for the position y, the radius will be 500 as the last view, and the color will be a little different in this, not a little, but the color is completely different in this. So if we scroll down and zoom out, we can get the color in the RGB 224, 255, 221. So here we go. So the color will be a new color, which will be red to 224 divided by 255. Green will be 255 divided by 255, and the blue will be 221 divided by 255. So the blue to 221 divided by 255. So here we have created the circle view. Now the next thing we need to do is add a Z stack to add this circle view. So inside the V stack, add a Z stack. Make sure to add it inside the V stack so everything is aligned perfectly, and add the circle view. And here we go, we added the circle view, and this looks perfect and as it is in this example or in this design. So for now we have created the welcome back text, the enter username and password text, we have added the circle view. Now the left parts are the two text fields and login button, and these two buttons, or you can say links. So let's move on to them. Now let's move on to these two text fields which are right over here. So let's minimize this and come here in our Z stack. Inside our Z stack, why Z stack? Because these text fields are above the Z stack or above the circle view. So we need to add it in the Z stack to make it above the circle view, else it will be aligned like after circle view or before circle view, so it will not look good. So let's minimize and come inside our Z stack, and inside the Z stack let's create a new V stack. I know this is a little confusing, but you will get it as you master SWIFTUI. So inside the G stack, add a new V stack, and in the V stack add a new text field. And placeholder text will be username, and text will go as, let's create two variables right here for the username and the password. So here we will come at the top and two state variables. So state variable username will be a string, and for now it will be empty, and another state variable password which will be also a string, but for now it will be empty. So let's scroll back to our text field which is right here, and the text will be our username. So username, And yeah, this is all for the text field. Here you can see here ME is visible, the username is full, the text is not visible. Let's make it visible, but before that let's change the font. So font will be a custom font. The name will be the name can be regular, and the size is something like 26. Okay, this looks a little good, and NAME is visible. So let's change its offset to make it completely visible. So here the offset as per my trial and error method can be 70 and Y can be -18 to give it a perfect place. So here it looks the same as this one, you can compare. So we are going correct, and now let's create this divider right here, this divider. Now you can see that this divider has also has the same shadow effect, so we will do that too. So let's minimize this, come down here, and after the text field let's add a divider. The divider's frame will be something width to 350 and height to 1 as per my trial and error method. So 350 and height will be 1. So here it is very small, I don't think you can see this in video, but there is a little small line there. To make it visible, let's make its background to black to see it clearly. So okay, now you can see it clearly. Now let's change its shadow, or add its shadow. Now the shadow will be the same as we did before, so radius will be 4 and Y will also be 4. So we added a shadow effect right here. So this looks good till now, I think. Yes, this looks good. Also we can add a spacer right here. Spacer, I think adding some padding to the text field will make it fix right here. Yeah, let's add some padding. So dot padding, and now this looks good. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, now this looks perfect. Now let's move ahead to the spacer, because there is a little space between password and username. So let's create a spacer, and the frame will be something like height of 70. Yeah, height of 70. And what's error? Okay, no error. So here, instead of a text field, we will need to create a secure field. Now what is a secure field? In the text field, if we add some text like my name Ahmed, so this will be visible to all of us, and it will not be hidden to any. The text in password are little hidden. So if we add, it will be something like star 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 or dot dot dot, I don't know. But to give that effect cannot come in the text field. We will need to add that effect in the we need to add a secure field to add that effect. So let's add a secure field. The styling and the other things will be the same, but only thing that will be changed is the name. So let's do one thing, let's copy this whole text field with the divider. Let's copy everything here and paste it below this. So just change the name to secure field. Let's change the text to password. Also change this text to password, and everything else is good. So when we come here, we can add a password, and it gives a dot 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 instead of just showing the text. So this is good, this looks good. Now what is next? So next we need to create this button and these two links. So let's move ahead to that. Let's close this, and come again inside our Z stack or V stack. Inside Z stack, let's come here, let's add a spacer will be frame of height, which will be 75, as this height is less than this height. So 75 looks good. And let's come down and add a button. Now the button for now will do nothing. It will do something when we create the next part, which is third page, or we will create a backend differently, different backend. I will make a video for backend for this app, so make sure to subscribe my channel for that and click on the bell icon for the notifications of my latest video. So here inside the button we will just print for now login. We will print login, and in the label we will add a text. The text will be login as well, so login, and the font will be different for this. So font will be a custom font, and the name of the font will be Inder regular. It is not Inder, so Inter, so it is Inder regular, and the size will be 32, and the styling will be the same as we styled it in the previous view. So we'll come in the previous view, and inside the button let's copy this all stylings, copy this, and just come in the second view, and after the label paste the stylings. So here we go, here we have the login, but instead of the width as 2 okay, instead of the 250 width, we can just decrease this width to 200, as this width is less than this width because this text is longer than this text. Okay, till now it looks perfect. Now let's complete the last two texts, which are right over here. So this is very simple, and in the next video we will convert this text to navigation link as we did for this one, but for now we will just create a plain text. So let's come down to our button and let's create a new text, and the text will be, the first text is forgotten password. Yes, forgotten password. So let's come in the text, and the text will be forgotten password and a question mark. Now the foreground color is, the text style is very good, like it doesn't need to be changed, but the foreground color is different. So let's add a different foreground color for this. So color, and the red value will be okay. So let's come here, let's click on this, scroll down, click here, and all the values are 107. So let's minimize and add 107 divided by 255. Green will be 107 divided by 255, and the blue will be 107 divided by 255 as well. So here we get the effect of the buttons right here. Yes, it looks the same, perfect. Now we will come again and create another text. What I did, okay, create another text. Okay, let's do one thing, let's create a spacer first, spacer of height 8, and let's align it to center of height 8, and let's align it to center, and then we will come and create a new text, same as this one I think, but the text will be different. So let's come here, copy this text, paste it right here, and just remove everything and type or create a new account. Okay, this looks good. This is perfect. But the only thing is that it needs to be shifted to a little right. So we will come right here and dot offset offset x will be 2. Okay, this looks good. Let's change its offset of, okay, wait, this was good. And let's come here in this dot offset and let's change its y to 50. Why I did this, let me explain. So here when we come here, the username is little above. You can see the username is a little below, but in my case it is above, and the username comes half in the green part and half in the white part. We don't want that. To make it look perfect, and same as this, we will add an offset of 50 to just dot offset y 50, just add it. Okay, this looks perfect. So here is the design that we cloned from Figma, and this was the part 2. Now let's run the full app and let's check if it works or not. So we can save this, we can come to content view, and inside the content view, let's wait for it to load. And here we can click on the join now button. We can go back, we can again come here, we can type our username Ahmad, type any random password, and for now login doesn't work, but yeah, this works. Hope you like this screen. If you want to clone the next screen too, the video will be out soon. Make sure to subscribe my channel and like this video for more content and more videos like this. Thanks for watching.